You are a masculine man.
Just you reek of pheromones.
Yeah, you really do.
Yeah, I'm kind of feeling the same from you, Andy.
Oh, well, you know.
Andy is also, but there is I have to tell you, I don't know if, I know it's a bit of a stereotype, but I always think of like Scottish, people from Scotland as being, and the men as being very manly, and then you personify that, you know? And it's not just because I've watched 300 like 9 times, and I always oil myself beforehand. My business, not yours.
I wish you would stop sending me those photos.
No. You like 2 of them. You did. But here's the thing. Am I wrong, or is it just the perception is that a man and I don't know if it goes back to like, you know, the first James Bond, why am I blanking?
Sean Connery.
Sean Connery.
Braveheart.
Braveheart.
Yeah, it goes back a couple of thousand years before that, I think.
Yeah,
but
it's
you're
just-
right. But he does personify
But
that.
you do too. It's this like, I just feel like you could get up in the morning and eat a rock if you had to. And sometimes you do.
Yeah, I have done.
Yeah.
Or smoked one.
Yeah. People love celebrities talking about crack cocaine.
Oh, boy.
There's nothing that makes a publicist happier.
Right.
Just work in crack cocaine while you're at it.
She's in the dressing room right now going, oh, no.
No. So here's my question. Is it just a stereo? Why do we have that impression?
No,
of you
I think
guys?
because there is a lot of that in Scotland. I mean, there's, you know, Sean Connery to me personifies that kind of image. But I think it does come historically from, they're a very warring nation.
Yes.
And there's
You're
a raw in
fighters.
it. They're fighters, yeah. So even amongst, because I was a lawyer, even amongst lawyers, doctors, whatever it is, they're still ready to rumble.
Yeah.
You know, and there's like, and there's just this, it's the way we speak as well. We speak with our throat and our tongue, you know, and you kind of throw things out and you speak with a lot of passion and
Yes.
you use it. It's like, hey, you gonna go to the pub like this, you know? So, but it's funny because I have that big energy, which I think is a very Scottish thing. But for me, I had to, in some ways, get rid of all that in America. I had to like learn to not use the back of the tongue so much and the throat so much, and also take all that big energy and suck it right in.
See, that's too bad because look at me. I speak. I don't. Not only do I not speak from the back of my throat, I speak from the front part of my lips. You know, it's all this kind of Gerard Butler's here. No, you shouldn't change and become more like us. We need to become more like you guys.
I think that's a good point. But right now, when you're making movies and you're playing American, then I kind of have to do that a bit. But in the long run, that is my ploy, to make America Scotland.
Yeah. It should all be that way.
Moors everywhere.
It looks like it's not going to be Greenland.
You'll come with me, won't you? Come on.
By the way, you know what's really funny is I just wrapped a movie last week called Greenland.
You're kidding.
I did. So I was in Greenland last week.
Guess
Except
what?
I was in Atlanta,
By the time, when do you think that movie's coming out? Like in 9 months, a year?
Yeah, 9 months.
When it comes out, the new title will be Greenland, USA.
Greenland, USA. Yeah. Well, actually,
We're gonna make that deal. We're gonna make that deal.
because it's about us. It's actually about us trying to get to these bunkers that were old nuclear bunkers that we now need because there is this kind of planetary disaster. But when you were talking about that, I thought that would be all we need. We arrive in Greenland and all you see is Trump bunkers. You know.
You mean that in a good way.
I think a good way. Yeah.
Hey, while we're on the subject of Scotland, kilts. I went to a wedding once, and I was required to wear a kilt, and I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. I didn't know how I was going to feel about it. Have you had a lot of experience with them?
Yeah, we're born in kilts. They're the worst diapers, you know. They just like. But no, I've worn. I've not worn a kilt as much as you would think, but I have. I wore a kilt at my brother's wedding and my sister's wedding, and I loved it both times, but they were both disasters because at my sister's wedding, I had to do the first reading because I was on the altar. It was a Catholic wedding. There was like 400 people in the congregation, and I'm sitting looking at my mum's in the front row, and she's looking up at me, and I'm looking down at everybody. My mum does this pious like like this, and I think she's telling me to pray. So
think she's saying, "Please
I think
pray."
she's saying, please
Now you-
pray. You
yeah.
should be doing. So I'm sitting there and I go, like this, and I put my hand, and she goes, no. This. And I looked at my leg, and my kilt is spread wide, and my legs is facing the whole congregation. So I slowly, like cross.
And there is no. It is a tradition. There's no wearing of underwear, right?
There's no. That's. Oh yeah, I should have
You
said
cannot-
that.
no,
we
but you-
don't wear underwear under a kilt. So
Yeah.
you're not supposed to. I definitely that day was not wearing underwear.
I think when I went to my friend's wedding, I was wearing 7 pairs of underwear. I was so afraid. I was so petrified.